we are going to see this very one character of God or one name of God and try to understand something from that. Before that, I believe we are all under lockdown, the 21-day lockdown, or for some people it might be even longer, as we have traveled to home earlier, and we have got very strict times of quarantine. Like we are not called to roam around, and I just came across certain memes and certain WhatsApp gossips like let's plan something, let's go around, let's have some fun and go to a place and enjoy. So I just thought, okay, let me try to take you maybe in a virtual thing or in an imagination to some place which you want to enjoy spending the time a vacation. So I just wanted to think one or two vacation spots which you like to go, maybe any vacation spot, uh, any vacation spot or somewhere you would like to go as a family or with your friends and enjoy the time. So if you think about this a vacation or a tourist spot, so most of the times, at least 8 out of 10 times, what we prefer is to go for a natural spot, maybe like an Ooty or a Kodaikanal for budget constraints. Or if you want to plan for a long vacation, you can go to Leh Ladakh and even foreign countries like Swiss or Mauritius. Usually, we prefer such natural destinations over man-made destinations like Wonderla, Vigaland, or Kishkinda. Yes, we too love to be there in Wonderla, or Kishkinda, but if we given a chance to be there again and again, at one point of time, will not prefer it every day, but to a place like Ooty, to a place it's like a beautiful scenario, like scenery with sprawling skies and lofty valleys with full of greenery with a mountain top, the snow-clad Himalayas. We usually get mesmerized with that, and we love to spend time over there. That is the beauty of that place. More than the man-made creations, we love the natural destinations. Not just that, even if you take a look at the animals, if you look at animals, you have a lot of animals that are currently in this particular place. You will find a lot of animals, and you have any variety of animals. For example, even if you take dogs, if you're a dog lover, it's not just one breed we have. We have an uncountable number of breeds. And if you take plants, maybe a lot of us do some planting in the home. We have some rose or small plants in the home, and I just try to understand how many different species of plants are there. And I came to know that there are approximately 4 lakh different species of flower plants. I'm not considering the plants that are yet to be discovered. So, and even if you take about our galaxy, it's like billions of stars and in our galaxy. And when I try to comprehend the length from one point of our galaxy, which is Milky Way galaxy, till the next point, I was not able to comprehend and explain or put it in words. It was so huge. So it is not just that. Now let us take about mankind. When you talk about a man, we always see he's the one man. Like, hey, I just come to this world, I live just how I like, and I end my life like that. No, that's not the case. In fact, currently in the world, there are approximately 7.8 billion, which is approximately like 780 crores of people are living. Not just that, from the start of the earth till today, scientists are estimated around 108 billion people have lived in this world. But I'll give you a small fact that will really make us wonder. No two persons out of this 108 billion of people, or even take current scenario, the 780 crores of people, no two persons will have the same fingerprints. No two persons will have the same iris in the eye. No two persons will, even the scientists are researching whether the layers of tongues are different. I was really wondered. 780 crores people, each person having a unique fingerprint, a unique iris in the eye, a unique tongue. And not just that, the DNA of each person, to that extent, it is unique. So when I was thinking about all these things, I was like wondering, wow, what a mighty world that we live. What a beautiful scenarios, beautiful world, the sceneries, the mountains, the valleys, the stars in the galaxy, and even a human mind. It's so wonderful. But when I was thinking about all these things, I forgot to tell you about one person. I spoke about the mountains, I spoke about the valleys, I spoke of the animals, plants, galaxies, human, all these things. But I forgot about one person, about that one man or that one person who is the one who is behind all these things, and he is God. When we think about all these things, it's so great. But we also need to understand there is one person behind all these great things that we see in the world, and he is God. That's the reason the Bible starts with him. The first verse in Genesis chapter 1 is what we are going to deal today. In the beginning, God created heavens and the earth. In fact, Psalms chapter 19, verse 1, it says that the heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the works of his hands. This is the God that we serve, and this is the God we are going to look at today. In Genesis chapter 1, it starts with in the beginning God. And the Hebrew word they are using over here is Elohim, Elohim, which means the supreme God, the strong, the powerful, the strength, the God of creation. In KJV Bible, the word Elohim is used approximately 2,606 times to denote God. And this Elohim word, it actually refers to the triune nature of God, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It refers to the triune nature of God. And the moment we look in the Bible, the first verse of the Bible gives an introduction about God. And the first thing we learn about God in the Bible is that He's a creator. It says, in the beginning, God created. So when I open the Bible, what I see is, hey, I see a God who is a creator. And when I was thinking about this, I was reminded about a story. Maybe most of us know this. It's an old age story. It talks about an inventor, a man who is doing a lot of inventions, kind of doing all the robots and all this stuff. He challenged God. He asked God, of course, it's a hypothetical story. He asked God, God, what is your greatest creation? God said, hey, man is my greatest creation. And he said, from where you created man? I created him from the dust, replied God. So the inventor or the man, the inventor, he challenged God, saying that I can also create man. I have created robots. I have created android humanoid robots. I can also create man who can do like perform all the functions what a man can do. And let me start with it. So he started taking some of the needed things to build a robot, maybe the wires and all these things. Then God said, hey, don't touch that. Those are my creation. You start with your creation, and then you created a man. Then he came to understand that what all the things that he has been creating, the so-called robots and all these things, it all had the initial source somewhere else. The today's inventions, the creations, discoveries that we all see today, it's all based on something that was already there. For us, it was an invention. For us, it is a creation or a discovery, but it was already there, which was created by God. The medicines that we take today, it's all a combination of the different components which were already available in the world. The chair that we use, the tables that we have, the papers that we use, it is all created by the trees that were already created by God in the world. That is the God Elohim whom we serve. So what can we learn about this God, God Elohim? Let me give you like a couple of things or three things about this God. The first thing that we can learn about this God is he is a God who created out of nothing. He creates things out of nothing. That's the first thing that we can learn about him. Let me give an illustration. Maybe you would have built your own homes. Maybe you would have been with your parents when they built their homes, or you would have seen people building homes. So the moment they come to a place where they need to build a home, you find a land that is plain. Nothing will be there. It's a plain land. But then after one point of time, after doing all the construction, you can find a beautiful home over there. Even though I said nothing, a plain land was there, but still there was a land. Still, we had all the equipments to build the house. We all had the sand, the cement, the mortar, and all the needed things to build the house. So we can't say it was plain. Yeah, of course it was plain, but still there was the land, the needed equipments to build the house. But then Bible says in Genesis chapter 1, verse 2, when God created, the world was void, formless, and empty. And the word formless is not something like the plain that we refers to a place where we are going to build a home. It is completely plain. It's completely null. It's completely empty. There was no resources. There was nothing that was available. And in that point, God created the beautiful things that we see today. I was just quoting all the different beautiful things and the different creations and the different species of the plants and animals that we see today. It was all created out of nothing. It was all created out of nothing. In fact, I believe that the moment time that God created, it was even better than what we see today. Today we see a world that is fallen because of our sin. But when God created it, it should have been the perfect. It would have been the perfect. And Even in Colossians chapter 1, verse 16, it says that for by him all things were created in heavens and the earth. It was all his handiwork. He created all these things. But the greater thing that we can learn is he created it out of nothing. He's an architect in doing the impossible things. He is an architect in doing the impossible things. A lot of times in our life, we feel like things are impossible. Maybe in the finance. Hey, how am I going to run the family for this entire month in our health? When will I get my health? Or when will I be like able to completely be strong in our workplaces? How will I able to do things in my workplace? We'll have a lot of times fears about the future because we have not seen that. Fears about the family, and we think the situations are empty, void, and null. But if we have the faith in this God Elohim and trust in Him and submit to Him in prayers and consistently hold on to Him, He can create a new beginning. If God can create this world out of nothing, if and He can do the same for us too. What we need to do is have faith in Him, submit to Him, hold on to Him, and stick to Him, and consistently be with Him. So that is the first thing that we can learn from this God. He's a God who creates out of nothing. And second, what can I learn about this God Elohim? He's not just creator, but he's also creator of the best. God who creates the best. God, in fact, when I say best, it's not just the best. I would say best of the best. God created the best of the best, and He wanted man to enjoy it. He created all these things in the first 5 days, and then He created before the creation of man. He completed everything on the sixth day, and said He created man and said, "Man, I give everything to you. You are my handiwork, and I want you to enjoy, subdue it, and enjoy the creation." He created us in that level, but how do we see ourselves? Sometimes we feel like we are nothing, we are of no use. I do not know, brother. I do not know what I'm doing in this year. நான் ஒண்ணுக்குமே லாய்க்கு இல்லை. நான் ஒரு வேஸ்ட், நான் ஒரு குப்பை. I always bring shame to my family. I always bring shame wherever which place I am. My teammates think that I am of no use in the team. My family says I have no use. A lot of times, not just they, we ourselves think that we are of no use. But we need to remember that in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, we says that we are created as handiwork of God. NLT says we are the masterpiece of God. In Tamil it says that அவர் கரத்தின் செய்கையாக நாம் இருக்கிறோம். அவருடைய கரத்தின் செய்கை நாம இருக்கிறோங்க. See the way Bible sees us. We see us as nothing, but God says that you are my masterpiece. You are my handiwork. And we need to understand that when He created the earth, and we call the earth as very beautiful, but imagine the earth was created for man, then how much more man would have been created in the best way? How much more God would have prepared us, or done, created us, our karatin seigai. We are His masterpiece, His handiwork. So let's take a moment to think, how do I see myself? How do I see myself? Am I really seeing it in this way, or am I seeing it in a wrong way, thinking that I'm of no use? And another thing is, how much best are we giving back to God? God said, "You are my best masterpiece." But how much are we giving back to God? Let me quote one quick illustration. This was a play that we had performed in one of the outreaches. There will be a chair, maybe most of us have seen that too. There will be a chair kept in the middle. So the man will be sitting in the chair, and first the Jesus will come. So the man will give the entire chair to Jesus, and then his friends will come. So he'll ask, "Jesus, could you move a little bit so my friends can be accommodated?" Then next person, "Jesus, could you move a little more bit?" And one point of time, Jesus will be out of this place. How is our life? When our work pressure increases, do we decrease the time that we give to God? When the times that we have a lot of family issues and friends are taking the time of time, are we really giving the best to God? Charles Spurgeon once says this in his sermon. Now, most people, I just translated for our English. Now, most people would say that I have so much work to do, so let me spend just 3 minutes in prayer. I cannot afford much time. But there was another man called Martin Luther. He said like this, and Charles Spurgeon quoted it: "I have so much work to do, so that let me spend, let me not spend more less than three, more than let me spend more than 3 hours in prayer. I should not spend anything less than 3 hours in prayer, so that I'll not be able to do complete the work." Luther thought like he had more work to do, so that he need more strength for that, and he can get the strength in prayer from God. Are we like Luther? Martin Luther, or are we like the people who said, let me cut down my time with God, I have a lot of work to do? Are we giving the best to God? He created us the best. Let's not think that we are anything less than the best, but also let's give the best to God. Let me take you the third thing and we'll see the final part. The first, He's a God who can create out of nothing. Second, He's a God who creates the best. And third, He's a God who sustains it till its completion. God doesn't create and leave it just as like that. Even today, if you look just above, you can see the sun created years and years ago, billions of years ago. Still, it's giving light to us. We get the petroleum, all the minerals from the earth till today. The trees, the plants, the animals, it's all sustained by God. Don't tell me PETA came, Red Cross, Blue Cross came, they are sustaining the animals. It all came in the last century. Till that time, it was God. Even today, it was God. PETA doesn't take care of every animal in the world. He who began this good work will take it to completion, and it's applicable for us too. That's why Philippians 1:6 says, being confident of this, Paul says that I need to be confident of this one thing, my dear brother, that he began the good work, he will take it to completion. We can be assured and we can take confidence in this God, but we cannot fake and cheat this God. He's a God who creates from nothing, and He can create in the new beginning the place that we see as nothing in our life. He's a God who created the best. We are His masterpiece. So let's not think that we are low, and let's try to give the best back to God. And third, we can take confidence that He's a God who will sustain it till the completion. But we need also to understand that we cannot cheat this God. We cannot fake this God. Psalmist says in Psalms chapter 7, verse 9, you are a righteous God who probes the hearts and minds. He searches the hearts and minds. How is our heart and how is our mind towards His Creator? Knowing that He is a Creator who creates out of nothing, who creates the best, and who sustains till the last, am I taking confidence in Him, or am I fearful and panicking in my heart? Yes, looking at the situation, I might get into panic mode. Looking at the situations, I might get into fearful mode. But faith doesn't operate based on situations. Faith should be always based on God. Second, knowing that He is a creator, am I truly relying on Him, or is my reliance somewhere else? Third, knowing that He is a creator, am I striving to serve Him or not? And knowing that He is a creator, am I loving Him truly, or I just look Him like a shopkeeper when I am in need? Let's take a moment to think. He's a creator. If we need anything and if we feel anything is null and void in our life, we can take it to Him. He can give a new beginning. He is a creator who can create out of nothing. If you think that we are of no use, we are waste and nothing can be brought out of in our life, nothing good can come from life, turn back to Him, this creative God, Elohim. He is a God who creates the best, and He created us the best masterpiece, and we need to give the best back to Him. And if you think that I am losing my hope, I don't know where to find the confidence, we can have confidence in this creator God who says that I will take care till the completion. I will sustain you till the completion. And we also need to know He probes and He searches our minds and hearts. Let's completely rely upon Him. So let me complete with this one point. Knowing that He is a creator is knowledge. Knowing that He is a creator who can create out of nothing, who can sustain and who can do the best, it's all knowledge. But is He just going to be the creator of the earth, or is He going to be the creator of my life? He can do all these things. He has already done it, but He wants to do it in a personal way to us. Knowing that He is the creator of the earth, or are we going to rely upon Him, know Him more, love Him, and walk with Him, knowing that He is my creator, who created me out of nothing, and He gave me the best, and He will sustain me till the last. Praise God.